I use a multi-sensory approach to the vast majority of my instruction. Let me use an example problem to help explain to you what I do. So the example I will use is finding the perimeter of a rectangle. Here is the mathy approach that you see here in this example. Let's look at a multi-sensory approach. I would start with cutouts of fence pieces and farm animals and task my students with using the pieces of the fence to build a rectangular fence for the animals. This approach is concrete. It gives them something to latch onto. It's something relevant that they already understand, prior knowledge, so that when we start moving towards the mathy stuff, they already have an underlying foundation for what's going on. The next step would be a little bit towards the mathy part. I would give them some grid paper. Now they are hands-on still drawing. They're not actually doing mathy stuff yet. And they can see how this connects to the fence pieces. And that's the idea, is connect each step of the way from concrete all the way over to the abstract or the mathy stuff. Then I would use the grid paper to start giving them some notes, but we're still not going to get too mathy. I do end up using the term area and perimeter. I like to include area as a contrast to help them really flesh out the idea that the perimeter is around the outside. It's the distance around the outside. The area tells you how much space there is on the inside. Then I build off of this. Oh, and the color, the highlighters are very good because they are visual. So not only are you talking about them seeing, but you're enhancing that with the visual. You can see that the red as opposed to the green is along the outside, and then they come over here and see the red enclosed notes that go with that. Now we take another step towards the mathy. I'm still not using the formula yet, but we are using a regular rectangle now. And I'm going to flesh out the idea that they need two sides, left and right, and two sides, top and bottom, to give you all four sides. They often forget that. And one way I flesh that out for them is I'll have them build a fence with only one side on the left and one side on the bottom, and ignoring the other two sides. And that makes sense to them because they see that the animals then can escape. And then finally, we get into the most mathy part, which is the formula. But I'm still enhancing this with some color, still using some senses so that they can see. And the nice thing about color is they can see how the formula is picking up on pieces of the actual diagram. So they can make that connection. And that is my approach to multisensory instruction.